Nah, I don't want to do nothing with that sucker. You heard? Leave him out of the conversation.
You did that on purpose.
No, I didn't.
There's a question hip-hop has asked for years but never answered. How does a voice show up on a federal wiretap and still walk free? That mystery just got dragged back into the spotlight, louder than ever. And this time the spark came from a single word that set comment sections on fire. Individual one. Was it a reach, a receipt, or just another round of internet theater where the loudest post wins? Let's get into it. Before the memes and the Instagram captions, there was audio.
Yeah, I just seen the Breakfast Club. Jimmy popping all that bullshit. I be seeing you, Jimmy, talking about we Gucci boo boo. He in the Gucci store. Talking about we Gucci boo boo. Them like king was going f you up, Jimmy. They was like, Marita Monero. Coca-Cola.
In 2019, during the 9 Trey case that flipped New York rap upside down, a wiretapped call hit the courtroom. On it, a familiar Harlem voice talked about a rainbow-haired rapper who just distanced himself from the set, the line that echoed everywhere. Now he gotta get violated. The call ran in open court. Reporters typed it out. Headlines flew. And yet, when the dust settled, one name never showed up on the charging papers everyone expected. Fans were stunned. The indictment listed the heavy hitters: Jamel Mel Murda Jones, Kifano Shadi Jordan, Fuguan Fubanga Lovick, and others.
We had Jim Jones on the show, and Jim Jones talked about a lot of stuff. It was a great interview. But he talked about a potential versus with 50 Cent.
Who want to do a versus with me right now?
Capo versus Styles P.
He don't got enough catalog.
It sounds like he want to do one with 50 Cent. That's what it sounds like. It sounds like Jim.
Nah, I don't want to do nothing with that sucker.
But the Harlem rapper attached to that voice? Not there. No arrest, no arraignment, nothing public. And that silence became gasoline for a rumor that refuses to die. Fast forward to 2025. Out of nowhere, 50 Cent does what he always does. He pokes the internet with a caption sharp enough to draw blood. LOL, individual one calling the shots out here. I know you working, so please don't say gangster to me, individual one. He attaches images that point straight back to the old transcript and lets the comments do the rest. It's bait, it's branding, and it works. The rumor cycle spins right back to max speed. The genius of that post isn't the insult, it's the callback. Individual one is a breadcrumb. It tells viewers, go look at the paperwork, while never saying anything that can't be walked back as a joke.
They wasn't sure what to do with him at Interscope, and that's why they signed him to G Unit to give him some validation and some, you know what I mean? I remember that whole shit. I remember I was in the W, that whole shit was telling me, yo, they about to sign me to G Unit. You dig, but as soon as they sign me and I get platinum and all that, I'm doing what 50 did to Ja and all this type of shit. I'm like, you sure you want to do that?
In 2025, you don't have to prove anything to win the news cycle. You just have to trend. And while the internet argued, a different feud snapped back to life. Cameron and Jim Jones. Brothers one year, rivals the next. Their history is its own roller coaster, but it only took a single conversation to send the cart flying again. When 50 visited Cam's show, they revisited a moment from 2007, when Jim stepped on stage with 50 at the height of the Dipset versus G Unit Cold War. Cam called it betrayal. Jim called it business. Old wounds reopened like they were brand new. Jim didn't duck it. On Justin LaBoy's Respectfully, he pressed back hard, saying nobody tells him where to stand and that people have been using his name for clicks for years. The tone was defiant. The message was simple. I move how I want.
That was not a top 50 verse.
Like the new song?
No, but you know.
You don't like Ace Trumpets?
What's so great about it?
It's so.
That's when 50 tossed in the individual one grenade and walked away smiling. If you thought Jim was going to paragraph post explanations, you don't know Capo. He went short and cold. IG photo, pool vibes. The caption, why you keep on lying, LOL, I'm going back to sleep. Free Mel Matrix till it's reversed. No essays, no thread, just a flick and a line like swatting a fly. To his base, that was all they needed. A shrug that said, I'm unbothered. And here's the part that keeps people arguing. After all the talk, there's still no public record that Jim ever cooperated, testified, or took a deal in the 9 Trey case. None. The indictment didn't name him, The courtroom didn't charge him. The rumor lives in posts and podcasts, not in paperwork. That gap, the one between what people heard and what the feds actually did, is exactly where conspiracy grows.
I'm in the game still rapping at a high capacity. If Nas wants to smoke, come in the booth. I will rap circles around. He don't want no smoke. He enjoying that 150 million, 200 million. Okay then, so then leave me alone while I'm on the field. You was effing with him.
Still, the streets love a theory, and certain voices kept feeding it. For years, industry talkers have poked this wound like it pays rent. Whack 100 kept the drumline going, arguing that the only logical reason for no charges was cooperation. That's his take. It's not backed by public records, filings, or testimony. It's a narrative, loud, catchy, and perfect for clips. Clubhouse rooms turned it into a sport. Someone throws out paperwork, someone else waves a screenshot, and by the time the full document shows up, if it ever does, the room has already crowned a villain. This is how rumor economies work. Hot takes outrun cold facts.
I said Fab first, and then I said 50, but...
The people are reacting most to the 50 Cent because we know the obvious issue with Jim and 50.
Me and you were battling during our music thing. You got members of Dipset to come to the show.
I just took the shot, Murder, to see, because I wasn't sure it was going to go for it.
And when a case is complex, the silence between official updates gets filled with whatever story trends the fastest. Even 6ix9ine poured gas on it back in 2021. Publicly demanding an arrest and pointing to the wiretap like it was a guilty verdict. Again, nothing happened. No knock at the door. No courtroom roll call with Jim's name on it. The gap between the tape people heard and the charges they expected became the perfect playground for theories that won't sit still. Here's what fuels the cycle, and this part is important. First, ambiguity. Court documents often label people individual 1, associate A, or co-conspirator X. It's common. It keeps filings narrow and avoids naming folks who aren't charged. Online, those placeholders feel like a wink, and the internet loves filling blanks with faces.
But I was like, we like Jimmy better than you anyway, Cam. You gotta watch to see how he responds. And then you're like, oh, he really like that. Hey, give me this.
Second, selective evidence. A sentence from a 50-page filing gets screen capped, stripped of context, and posted with a spicy caption. Few people read the rest. Third, incentives. Creators get views for certainty, not nuance. Maybe doesn't move numbers. This proves it does, even when it doesn't. On the other side is the boring truth that rarely goes viral. Prosecutors need more than buzz to bring a case. They weigh admissible evidence, credibility, timing, cooperation, deals with other defendants, and whether the alleged acts fit cleanly inside the charged conspiracy. Sometimes the clean case is the one they file. Everything else stays uncharged. That doesn't clear anyone. It also doesn't convict them. It just means the paperwork didn't land where the timeline expected. And yes, people whisper about sealed filings, quiet proffers, or off-the-record cooperation. Speculation, not fact. If something was unsealed or confirmed, the blogs would stampede to it in minutes. So far, nothing public shows Jim cooperating, testifying, or taking a deal in the 9-Trey case. No docket line, no transcript, no sworn statement with his name on it. That absence doesn't prove innocence or guilt. It just means the rumor lives on vibes, not documents. Meanwhile, the marketing play writes itself. Say informant out loud, and your clip runs up numbers. Answer back with a cool shrug, and your comments go crazy. The back and forth becomes content. The content becomes headlines, and the headline becomes evidence in the next discussion, round and round. And while the theories kept multiplying, Jim wasn't about to sit quiet and let the internet narrate his whole life. The 2025 flare-up wasn't just about pride, it was timing. Cam's show is built for viral clips, and 50 is an all-time marketer. Jim, meanwhile, did what veterans do when the timeline gets noisy. He pivoted to output, new records, teasers, strategic interviews, short, punchy reels of studio nights and stage moments that say, "I'm busy," without saying a word.
And 50 Cent has responded. He posted the clip of the interview, and his caption says he has the emoji eyes. Delusional Jomo only got one song, Ballin', written by Max B. Better shut up before I have true life chasing you around the city again. Effing punk.
When he clapped back at 50 and Cam, it wasn't just anger. It was control. A reminder that he picks his shots and moves like a boss, not a background character. He also reset the frame. Instead of arguing line by line about the past, he highlighted the present. Music dropping, looks locked in, the brand still moving. That's a classic crisis play. Starve the rumor, feed the work. In a feed where attention resets every hour, output beats outrage. The message hits clean. If your name keeps the lights on, you don't dim it by chasing every comment. You flood the room. Then there's the loyalty signal. That poolside caption, "Why you keep on lying, LOL, I'm going back to sleep." Free Mel Matrix till it's reversed. Wasn't just a joke. It was a coded handshake to the core that's been with him since day one. You can debate narratives all you want. He's still standing next to who he stands next to. That quiet posture outruns 1,000 think pieces because it speaks to identity, not headlines. The content strategy matches the persona. Minimal explanations, max confidence, let the clips do the talking. Sprinkle legacy, archive footage, old anthems, behind the scenes with familiar faces, so the audience remembers the lineage. Add a few fresh alliances, a remix or two, and you've got momentum that pushes the conversation back toward music, where he's most comfortable and most dangerous. And notice the pacing. He doesn't flood the feed with paragraphs. He drops a line, a visual, a verse, then disappears. That scarcity keeps people checking back. It also flips the power dynamic. The rumor chases him, not the other way around. If you're building a long career, that's the move. Talk less. Deliver more, let the scoreboard glow. But the internet has a long memory for unanswered questions, and that's why this story refuses to fade. There's a reason this topic keeps coming back every few months. It checks every box that makes modern drama go viral. A courtroom tape, a superstar instigator, a historic Harlem split, and a question with no official answer. Add to that a culture where screenshots move faster than statements, and you've got a never-ending loop. 50 understands that better than anyone. Poke the bear, post a caption, let the blogs do the rest. Cam knows it too. One rant on his show and the timeline's locked in. Jim knows it best. One icy IG line and the comments split down the middle. Back in 2019, the courtroom gave us the loudest soundbite of the case. In 2025, the platforms turned that echo into a chorus. And as long as the paperwork and the prison rolls don't match the rumor, people will keep asking the same thing. How did that voice avoid those charges? So where does that leave the truth? Maybe the real story here isn't about what happened on a phone line in 2018. Maybe it's about what keeps happening online. In an era where attention is currency, a mystery pays better than a memo. The wiretap is documented, the indictment is public, the rumors are rumors. And yet the question lives on because it's valuable. To artists pushing narratives, to shows chasing viral moments, to fans who love a puzzle with just enough missing pieces to argue about forever. So here's the bottom line. The talk around Jim Jones and Individual One lives in the space between evidence and inference. If new facts ever land, they'll land loud. Until then, the smartest play is the simplest one. Separate what we know from what's being said, and remember who profits every time the rumor gets revived.